What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are on Timber Gold Trails doing the ultimate guide to hunting pumas here on the Hunter Classic. Pumas are one of the most difficult animals to hunt in the game and require a great deal of patience and skill to take down. But in this guide, I will show you all the tips and tricks you need to successfully track and kill a puma. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the community supporting me over the years, because when I woke up this morning, I got the notification on my phone. Yes, we did pass 1,000 subscribers, guys. It is a huge milestone for me, and all the community members have supported me. I appreciate it so dearly, and I wanted to give back to you guys. I'm going to be doing the giveaway results here for you right now on screen. I put everybody's name in a random generator. And so whoever gets picked, please contact me on Discord. I will leave that in the link down below. You do have 24 hours to claim your prize. If not, I will do the spin again, and whoever gets it then will have the chance to claim the prize of 1,000 EMs. But let's go ahead and do the wheel, guys. Alright, guys, we are about to do the giveaway. Whoever it lands on, like I said, you have 24 hours to contact me on Discord. I will be looking for that, and I will send it to you on Steam. So be sure to provide me with your Steam ID so I can do that as well. So here we go. This is for 1,000 EMs. Alright, guys, we have a winner. It is Alpha Mike Charlie. You have 24 hours to claim your prize. Add me on Discord if you haven't already. And good luck in the next giveaway, guys. Alright, guys, we are back in-game now, and I just wanted to clarify that the next giveaway is going to be a little bit trickier than the last one. Instead of me saying the keyword, I will actually be putting the keyword somewhere in the video, hidden pretty well, so be sure to keep an eye on that. It's not going to be impossible to spot, but it will be in the video instead of me saying it, so make sure you watch the entirety of the video, because you do not know where it's going to be at. So, yeah, let's get on and hunt some pumas, guys. Alright, guys, for clarification, I do have two tent setups for this that I will explain why I have chosen this setup dearly. So, for the first tent setup, I have it right here in the middle, basically, of this tunnel system right here. Okay? Now, I'll explain why, because you can actually use these tunnels, for you guys that didn't know, as fast traveling systems. So they take you to basically the other side of the mountain, and vice versa, so you don't have to like transverse the mountain. Okay? This is a good spot because basically it's relatively open on this mountain face right here, and on the other side it's even more open. Now I'll show you that here in a second, because we are actually going to go up here to my second tent, which is up here actually in the mountains. But mainly you can actually hunt pumas all throughout this mountain range right here. Primarily I like to do it where it's like the trees are dead and don't have like vegetation around them, because the pumas are really elusive and you are really not going to see them unless they're out in the open. But if you use these tunnels, you can actually fast travel through them. And so just to show you the distance we covered for free, no camping supplies needed, we just covered that distance with these tunnels here. And if you guys are even hunting bighorn sheep, this is a great method for that as well. And just to show you what I was talking about, how open this is, it is very open. And I believe we actually have some bighorn running around us right now. I just heard them clacking around on the mountainside here. If we can spot these guys, possibly. But anyways, for the weapons of choice, the equipment that I choose when I hunt pumas, I like to use my biggest caliber rifle I have, which is a 7mm bullpup Magnum. Huge gun, puts a hole in them. And then I like to go with the crossbow, okay? And I'll explain why. Because I will use the, I don't have it with me right now, but I'll grab it when we go back to the tent. But I usually have the Rangefinder with me, okay? And I use the e-collar, and I use the scent eliminator, along with a deer blind, okay? And I'll say the deer blind because if you're in the tripod, they will see you, okay? Now, with the deer blind, you do kind of have to play around with the area you can put it on, or put it down with, because this area is just so rocky and bumpy and stuff, it doesn't allow you to place it, you know, just anywhere. So you want to place your collar accordingly to wherever you're going to place your blind at, or vice versa. Now the crossbow is because it's one silent, and you don't want to scare all the pumas away, since how elusive they are. They will run, they will keep fleeing. So, and plus you can kind of reach out and touch them with the crossbow even. So actually, I think that was a puma call right there. So we got one that's actually above us here on this mountainside. So that actually works relatively well since we were right here next to the tent. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to try to lure him down the mountain with the e-collar. I'm going to place the e-collar right here. I hope it can let me put it. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to put the e-collar just right there. And now, since he will most likely be coming down this mountain face, it'll give us the opportunity to really see him coming before it actually gets to us. So we're going to go ahead and activate the collar here. And I'm going to grab the rangefinder out of my tent real quick. I'm going to grab the rangefinder. And then, if it'll let us, I don't think it'll let us put it this close to the tent. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. So what we'll do is, actually we can put it right here, but I think we'll be safer if we just kind of hike up on this rock right here and give us a little bit of elevation factor here. So we're gonna just kind of hunker down here on this rock, and hopefully this puma comes in, or at least a puma. Alright, another tip I can give you guys is when you're hunting pumas, you are going to want to choose the right weapon for these guys, okay? Because the 243 just ain't going to cut it. Now, weapons similar to the 300 bolt action or the 4570 lever action are both capable of taking down a puma with a well-placed shot, okay? So you want kind of the big game caliber, but not so much big game. Preferably, like I said, I prefer the 7mm bullpup because it houses the long-range scope on it, of course, and like I said, it is just an absolute hammer of a rifle. Like, you guys can just see the amount of zoom this scope has right here. Like, so if you're trying to take those long-range shots on a Puma, and plus, it's really fast at firing. It's got a pretty decent fire rate, so if you're trying to make those follow-up shots, it's really nice to be able to do that. Now, the scope I'm using is the 12x50 rifle scope. It is compatible with other weapons as well, so you don't have to keep buying the same scope over and over again. This is honestly my preferred weapon when I'm up here in this area hunting either pumas or bighorn. Especially bighorn, since they kind of travel in like smaller groups and you can get better follow-up shots if you miss as well. Alright guys, we've only been sitting here for probably about, I would say 5 or 7 minutes since we put down the collar here, and I look up on the mountain face here and I see this guy sneaking down the hillside, almost undetectable because of his coat type, which is a gray, I believe. It is also a female. So just to show you how sneaky these guys can come in, especially if they kind of blend in with the terrain as well with these gray fur types. Now it is a female, so we're not going to get a huge score with her. The higher end scores are up to like 16, I believe. But pretty good Puma for our first one. It is a gray, like I said. Now, I am going to pull out the rangefinder just to see how far away she is. And she's about 90 meters, which that is doable with the crossbow. It goes to 80, so an 80-yard shot is doable. That actually works. If she stays right there, that'll be fantastic. It looked like we hit her, guys. I don't know how well of a shot that was. Obviously, that wasn't a lung shot because she would have went down immediately from that. But with it being a crossbow, she is going to go down from that shot. Now, I think that's her lane right there, fellas, because the orb is actually showing up quite far. And that is our Puma lane right there, guys. That is also another tip I can give you guys. When you're hunting timber gold, I would highly, highly recommend changing your tracking color to this dark blue here, because it just shows up so well. And she didn't actually go very far, to be honest. Like, there's the tent right there, so she didn't go very far at all. And I did hit her in the front, but like I said, that is still a dead Puma. So let's go ahead and pick up our Puma up. I'm going to try to pick her up over here next to the sunlight here so I can get a good trophy shot. 44.0 kg female, and she scored 12.3. But she is a gray fur type, so it is asking for a trophy shot. So on the initial spawn to the tent, we should actually get a call of some kind, either from a Puma or a bighorn. So we're going to go ahead and fast travel. Now, I will say, as soon as you spawn in at the tent, wherever your, tent placement is, be careful, because there is a chance that you could have an animal right next to it. So, you do not want to scare your initial spawn away. Alright guys, we are not very far away from the tent. You can see it from there. And we actually have our next Puma right here on the ridge here in front of us. It is a male Puma, so it's going to be a higher score. So with how close it is, I think we're going to take it with a 7mm, and it's going to give us a pretty good shot. And that should have been a good lung shot there. Alright guys, here is our second Puma of the hunt. And now these guys are scored based on skull size, so you can actually visibly see how big the skull is. Like I said, the high scores for these guys are anywhere from 15.8 to 16. So here's our second Puma, 89.9, and it scores 15.5. So about average for a male, I would say. Not a huge male, but look at the amount of GMs you get, guys, for these things. Like, that's 164 GMs for one male Puma, okay? Just to take that into consideration. Like, that is, if you don't have a subscription, that's almost 3 quivers of arrows. Alright guys, I actually got the audio cue from this Puma initially when we came out of this tunnel. I've been sitting here kind of just waiting for this Puma to call, and it's actually on the road down here, surprisingly. About, like, right exactly on my marker. So I'm going to get to this little ridge here and see if I can put a spot on this Puma. Hopefully it's down here on the road. Put it down. Okay. Hopefully that did not spook it. I'm going to start calling for it. Because it should be right here on the road. By some freak chance putting it down did spook it. I will just track the Puma. But I am going to sit about right here, I would say, because I do want to try to take it with the crossbow, wherever it's at. We should be relatively close to this Puma right here. Based on my marker, this thing should be like right here in front of us. Just down there on the road. So with the collar behind us and the Puma in front of us, we're going to position ourselves just right to where this Puma is going to have to basically come into our line of sight to get to that collar if it's not spooked. I'm going to get down here just a little bit more past this tree, I would say, so I can see it just a little bit better if it is on the road still. Move our way down just a little bit more. And this should be a relatively good spot to sit and wait for this Puma to show up. And I believe I just seen it out of the corner of my eye behind this bush, actually, right here in front of us. And if that's the case, it is not far at all. I just seen it moving behind this bush, and I believe that's it right there. It is indeed closing in on us. Almost had the spot. It is a male Puma. We do have scent eliminator on as well, so we should be good on that. It is about 80 meters away. So I think a 60-meter shot would be really good with the bow, with the crossbow. Because this Puma should come right past us to get to this collar. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing some ranging here. So we got 36 meters to this tree, 32 here. So we're about 30 meters on this Puma. So I think once this Puma crosses this tree or gets to this tree, we're going to take him with the crossbow. So he's at 35. We did hit him in the neck. Misjudged the distance just a little bit. But like I said before, that Puma should go down. I might actually try to go for a follow-up on him here with the 7mm. I think this tree might be in my way. Yep, this tree is in my way for a follow-up. I don't think I want to get a follow-up in this Puma here, unfortunately. I might be able to here. Wait a minute. And it looks like we did get a follow-up shot at him, and he is down right over there. So if I didn't misjudge the distance on that shot just by a little bit, I was like a fraction off from hitting him in the lungs, I would say. But nonetheless, we did get a Puma within 30 meters, so just to show you this strat does work. It's all in fun and games until a game warden shows up and wonders why you're doing this to a dead Puma, you know. But sir, I just needed a good trophy shot is all. Let's go ahead and see if we can push this guy over here. Okay, that should be good because I just need him about right here where I can claim him. Alright, we can get him right here. 96.6, and we got a 15.7. That's a really good Puma, okay? This is on that upper echelon of Pumas. Okay, a 15.7 is pretty decent, I would say, for a Puma. We get 173 GMs. So with 3 Pumas, we have shot over, let me see here, because I'm not good at mathing. And then to account for the female we shot. So we have almost 400 GMs in 3 Pumas. That is insane, the amount of GMs you get for these guys. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. In conclusion, hunting Pumas in the Hunter Classic is challenging but yet rewarding experience for new hunters. With these tips and tricks I provided in this guide, hopefully you'll be on your way to bagging one of the game's most elusive predators. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, as it helps the algorithm a lot, and I appreciate all you guys' support in all my videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.